Good morning or afternoon, everybody, depending on when you're looking at this video. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the middle of the second week of our online speech course. I'm Brian Henson, I'm your instructor. I just thought I'd take a few minutes to hopefully bring you all up to speed and add a little bit of engagement to the course, okay? First and foremost, I want to talk about week one. Week one, some of you did really great with it. If you haven't gone in and checked your grades out for the discussion boards for the speech, go in and take a look at that, see how you did, okay? I did put comments in for everyone's presentation and, might have asked a question or two if you want to respond, that's great. Some of you didn't do any work, and that's bad because you're not going to get a good grade or any grade for that matter if you don't do your work. That's the bad news. The good news is I do accept late work up until the end of the course. So if for whatever reason, you forgot the course started last week, you just got behind and didn't take a look and see what needed to be done, that's okay. You can go in, you can do work, get partial credit. I strongly suggest you do that. So that's week number one. If you have any questions, please don't be shy about emailing me, okay? We don't meet live at any particular time. I know that was a question that popped up a few times. When do we meet? When do we meet? We don't meet. Unless you need to talk to me one-on-one, I'll be more than happy to talk to you. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about week two because we are midway through it. It is Thursday the 27th. There's about 3.5 days until the course or until this week closes on the 30th, this Sunday. And you have a few interesting things to do. Number one, the demonstration presentation. It's your next speech. Okay. This speech is a little bit more demanding of your public speaking skills, okay? Essentially what you're doing is you are teaching your audience how to do something, okay? And you can physically do the thing that you want to teach them, or you can talk about it and through visual aids, whatever you want to do, okay? But you are demonstrating how to complete something, okay? A step-by-step how to do something, okay? I'm pretty open with whatever topic you select, as you can see. There are just a few topics I want you to stay away from. Anything that's very rudimentary, elementary, making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's not 3 to 5 minutes. That's how long you have to speak. How to tie your shoes. We're all adults. We all know how to tie shoes. How to give a speech. Don't do that. That's my job. How to make any kind of illegal drug. Okay, I have had people in the past that were huge Breaking Bad fans. They wanted to show the class how to make meth or any kind of illegal type of weapon, something that people can hurt themselves. Now, I will say I have had military people in the past that wanted to talk about how to field strip a rifle, okay, or things like that. And that's fine, okay? But I'm talking about I had a guy one time wanted to teach class how to make a pipe bomb. Okay, it's not too practical for a course like this. Anyway, once you've got your topic, okay, you can take a look. There is a sample speech here that's pretty on target with what I'm kind of looking for as far as format and content, okay? It's not a perfect speech by any stretch of the imagination, but if you do watch the speech and listen to it, you'll get an idea of camera angles, how to use visual aids, what to talk about, kind of how to act, where to hold your camera so people can see things, using a beginning, a middle, and ending for a presentation. So it's I believe it's a very good example of how to put a speech together as far as the demonstration goes. So please take a look at that. That's the 5-minute demonstration video, okay? Now, what am I gonna be grading you on, okay? Well, first and foremost, you need to have content for 3 to 5 minutes of your speech, okay? That's important, number one, and make sure that you have your speech posted by tomorrow, Friday. Okay, your presentation, it is a discussion board, so you need to post your link like you did for your student introduction presentation and respond to your classmates, 2 other posts to your classmates. A lot of you did well with that, with your discussion board, but you kind of fell short posting everything all on the same day for your student introduction presentation. So just make sure that you get that under control. You need to have one audience member watching your speech. Now, we've come up with some flexible rules here. Now, it can be one audience member sitting in the same room as you watching your speech. All I ask is that there's some kind of acknowledgement that they're there. I've had people FaceTime their audience or set up a Zoom meeting and do it that way virtually. That's fine, as long as there is at least one person watching your speech live. Now that's important because after your speech, they're going to ask you 2 questions that you're going to answer, okay? And those questions are part of your grade. If they don't ask you questions, you lose points, okay? So maybe you want to work with your audience a little bit before you start recording, okay? You need to have a visual aid. It could be a PowerPoint, it could be how you're dressed, it could be objects. It's a demonstration speech, so there is a vast amount of ideas and creativity that you can do here, okay? Please don't edit your video, okay? Don't edit your video. Practice your speech a few times, turn on the recorder, shoot through your video. If you stutter, if you stammer, if your visual falls apart, don't worry about it, okay? Because if we're in the classroom, that wouldn't be allowed. Also, one other thing too, and students fall into this, see how small my head is right now? Okay, it's this little tiny guy up here in the corner, okay? All right, that is not what I want you to do. Okay? If you're using a PowerPoint, make sure that your picture is bigger than the PowerPoint, okay? You can just put your PowerPoint on a monitor behind you. It could be on a TV. It could be on a laptop, whatever, okay? I just want to see how you interact with the PowerPoint. I couldn't care less about what the PowerPoint looks like. I'm more interested in grading you and seeing your face and seeing your body, okay? Again, refer back to the 5-minute demonstration speech video. And that's, if your speech looks like that, great, that's awesome, okay? So 3 to 5 minutes in content. Okay, you need to have 1 live audience member. You need to use a visual aid in your speech, okay? At the end of your speech, your audience member needs to ask you 2 questions, okay? And there's a grading rubric attached to this, so you can take a look at that. If it's not there, let me know, but it should be, okay? And then you post your YouTube link, just like you did for your student introduction, and you comment on a couple others, okay? Wrap that all up by Sunday. Your speech is due tomorrow, Friday, okay, 5/28, right? After you're done your speech, you have a speech critique. This is where you answer questions about your speech, 10 questions that only you can answer. It's a really easy way to get 20 points, folks. Okay, so make sure you do that. Our discussion board for the week is Fake It Until You Make It. It is a TED Talk video. It's about 20 minutes in length. The TED Talk is performed by Dr. Amy Cuddy, okay? And she talks about how to improve one's self-confidence, okay? And as you might imagine, Fake It Until You Make It has entered our cultural lexicon. Where do you think it came from? Boop, that video. So check it out. That's your discussion board. Your first post for that is due tomorrow. Then I'd like you to read chapter 5 and chapter 6. Chapter 5 talks about how to pick a topic, which is important for this week, your demonstration speech. And chapter 6 is called Analyzing Your Audience. And that is how to take your topic and make it enjoyable for your audience, okay, and how to understand what they need to hear, things like that. Otherwise, that's it for week 2. Hopefully it's adds some clarity. If you do have questions or concerns, please feel free to email me. Again, I'm here to help you out. I want you to be successful in this course, and I will talk to you all real soon. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll talk